back at the new Dodge Challenger. So if you guys remember a little while ago, the video that we shot, we were so excited to do a coating, but there was massive mistakes on the back corner. There were chips in there. So he actually went back. It took him a couple weeks, but he did get a new car. And the paint on this one is looking really good. So I am glad that we inspected it. I'm glad that it worked out better for him. And we're gonna go ahead and get this thing washed and coated, and let's see what it ends up like when we get done deconning it. Okay, so there's no bugs on here. We're gonna test the hydrophobics of the paint, make sure that there's nothing crazy on there. And if so, we wanna make sure we strip it off. The dealership's not gonna do any high-end full coatings like what we do. They just don't. Some dealerships just charge the customer and do a foam-on coating, and they do that for insurance purposes. Sometimes they send it out, but regardless, when you get a coating from the dealership, it is not the same quality as what we have. In our experience, every dealership that we've dealt with that offers a coating on a vehicle doesn't par out with what we have. It looks nice and clean, and it is. It's been driven a little bit, but it still has the markings on the tires. But our very first objective is to get that yucky, nasty, they put a really thick tire shine on. A lot of detailing companies do this, a lot of dealers do this, and for us, that stuff's nasty. That stuff attracts dirt. It's gross. It's gross stuff. It's when you touch it, it's gross. So we want to get that all off the tire. Again, with our coatings, we put on a long-term tire protectant. A lot different than a tire shine. Tyler's over there getting the tires cleaned up on it, which isn't going to take much. It doesn't have a lot of baked-in brake dust. But the paint does have some type of protectant on there. We're going to find out what it has. You can take a look. It's a little hydrophobic. It's a little hydrophobic. No, we'll see how well that lasts. All right, just as a gauge of reference, got some bug spray on there. Hey, got something that's a little bit more there. Okay, so we got this brand new Challenger on the one corner right in front of the rear tire. See where my finger is? In that area, we just sprayed it with bug spray. We sprayed it with bug spray. We put a wax and grease remover. It's a soap that we have that strips waxes and grease and all that kind of stuff. And then we put a little bit of an iron remover on there just to see how it would react. I even clayed that one little area. We didn't go through a full process in that area. It's just a test spot. That's all it is. We don't want to go deep with it because we want to know what we're working with. But even with that, you can see a definite, most likely a silicone-based product is what I'm going to guess. You can see nice and hydrophobic air. You get over this way. Now, when we get done with our wash process, so it's still sheathing, but there's no real hydrophobic. So it's more hydrophilic. It's more hydrophilic than it is hydrophobic. So we go over this way, you can see hydrophobic, hydrophobic, hydrophilic. So you can see Tyler, he's just rinsing off our pre-spray. We got the license plate off so we can get behind the license plate. We just want to make sure this one turns out good. Now the paint looks really good on this. After we get done stripping it, then we'll be able to really tell if there was a glazed filler used on it or if the paint's just that good. Hopefully it's that good because it looks like it. Okay, decon wash is done. Looks pretty good. Got a couple little areas. Hopefully we can catch them on camera. Yeah, you gotta look real close on the hood. There's just a couple minor abrasions there. Hoping I can catch them in the sun. But I can see them. They're there. It's not much, but enough. So we're gonna take care of that. Okay, so we got it deconned, we got it in here, and whatever was on there, it wasn't much. We put some bug spray on there, it diminished it. By the time we hit the eye remover and clay treatment, dead. And it was reacting just like, regular paint. You can see some soap sticking over there. And that's common. That's common. That's okay. So we had found in the sun, and I'll go over it with my paint light, but we found some issues here in the hood. We're going to address that. A very light polish on the hood is going to take care of it. Man, I'll pause the whole time. Alright, so you can see the difference in colors. Some people say, and I see this all the time with black cars, and what happens is that this may have been repainted. That part could have been polished, which we haven't polished anything. And or down here, it's just what I think happens is that you have two different components. So you have two different heat rates. So it may be the same paint, but because your base, as far as metal goes and plastic goes, it has a different curing time. You're going to be able to cure, and the metal's going to dissipate differently than what a plastic will, or even fiberglass. But up here on the hood, it looks great. It's got a little bit of something going on there. It's not much. I'm hoping you can see that. It's got a little bit of something going on there. It's not much, but a light polish. And I'll go over all the panels, but a little speed demon with polish. You get down here, and then you can see some holograms. So this is why we always check before we coat. And it wouldn't take much. It needs to be gone over as far as that pipe down goes. Holograms are going. The thing is about black is it's a mirror. So if you get any like little scuffs or abrasions on it or anything, it sticks out like a sore thumb. Oh yeah, it shows it all.
Yeah, I knew that going in, but it's so elegant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, blacks. Blacks. Everybody wants a beautiful black paint job car. And you can't ask for any better than from the manufacturer. You can't ask for any better than what you have here. I mean, it's looking pretty good. It doesn't go on like paint. It's a nano coating. So just a mist.
Wow.
And that's about all you need. So it is looking beautiful.
Is it that?
And we were glad that he got a car that was worth coating, not something with a bunch of chips behind it. I think he's extremely happy with the way it ended up because he actually did upgrade. And the paint looks phenomenal, and it's going to stay looking phenomenal. And we appreciate him being a good customer.